Alright folks, so here are some of the common mistakes that homeowners make when watering their lawns. Okay, so this is my front yard. My wife and I are recently married. We've got our house taken care of. And I did landscaping for 10 plus years. Now I'm into personal training and some other things. So the first thing is these types of heads here, right? These are usually, if you buy them from an actual distributor, it's an 1804, a Rainbird 1804, just because it pops up 4 inches out of the body of the head. And these are very simple. I've got this is just what was installed on my yard. It's not too bad. You're usually going to want to have head-to-head coverage. So between all of my heads, these are about 15 feet. So I've got 15-foot nozzle sprays in. Nozzles that spray 15 feet. Okay? So very simple. It's the beginning of May right now. So usually at the beginning of May, you can probably get away with 2 days a week watering. Probably at about 10 minutes. And then of course, you're going to want to up your time at first. You're not going to want to add on a day. If anything, just add 2 minutes to your run time. Then you're only going to want as well to water during the night or the early morning. You never want to water midday because you're going to be losing water to precipitation. And a lot of these heads are easy to adjust. See if I can do it without getting my phone wet. You're just going to come in to adjust this head and you just turn it. Now, I don't know if I had that in place. You just turn the head itself, right? Depending on what nozzle you have. That is a fixed nozzle, so that's a quarter only. These nozzles are Vans, right? See if you see it. So this, you're just going to rotate it, right? The left side is set, and then the rest sprays. Those are probably going to be your best nozzle. You know, utility-wise, they're very versatile, so you can put it here in this corner, there. It'll do a full 360 for the middle of your yard as well. The downfall is, you know, you're just using more water compared to this quarter that's a fixed spray, right? So once that head is a fixed spray, it's just going to be more precise. It's not going to throw out as much water and waste as it normally would. But I prefer those types of sprinkler heads. Okay. So the next type of sprinkler head is going to be a rotary. The biggest mistake I see, and it was going on in this yard when I bought it, is you can never put this head and that head in the front on the same zone. That's your biggest mistake. You cannot put those heads together. Because like I said before, even in the summer, oh, I need to adjust that head a little bit. It's hitting, might be tapping the house a little bit. But in reality, these heads are going to run, you know, you can start in the spring 20 minutes, you know, 15 to 20 to 25 minutes. And then midsummer, these heads are going to be running for about 40 to 45 minutes. Dead summer, dead heat. Versus that other head in the front, you're probably only going to be running that head maybe 20 minutes tops, right? So then if you're putting these two heads on the same zone, one spot's going to be getting a lot less water or too much water, and then your rest of your yard's not going to be getting enough. And the reason why, of course, these ones are going to be needing more time is because you are covering a larger distance, right? So once again, you're going to want head-to-head coverage. That's kind of the basics. No matter what, you want head-to-head coverage. This is my yard. I'm working on getting my rock in because grass just went all the way up to the fence line. It went all the way up to the house. So I had to make some adjustments. So once again, the kind of general rule of thumb is 180 minutes a week. And that's just kind of based off what some of these heads are spraying at, even though these aren't spraying at 180 degrees, which would just be, you know, side to side. Like that head over in the corner, of course, is going 90 degrees. This one is covering a little bit more than 90 degrees. It's my waste pile. I've got one of these heads in. This is one of the older style Rainbird heads. Still functions the same exact time amount. These ones up here are Rainbird 5000s that I had to pull off of the fence line up top because they had 4 heads and there's not enough pressure in this house for 4 heads. So next, this one is going to be the exact same type of head. If it goes on here, let's see if it's coming up. Nope, I went one too many. Anyways, these are the other types of heads I'll go with. These are the MP rotors. Okay, these are very simple as well. These ones are going to be running even longer than the other ones. You can get away with having these MP rotors here on the same zone as the other heads, but these are a low flow nozzle. These are the nozzles that I had to, and this one's not even rotating right here. These are the nozzles, and now it's rotating. I just pushed down on it, and now it's starting to rotate. You can see those little streams. So this head is going to be low pressure. This is why I was able to put 4 heads on a zone versus the other heads that I just showed you, those 5000s. I can only fit 3 given the pressure that I've got here. But these ones, dead summer, you're probably going to be running for over an hour just because they are low flow. Those other ones are putting out over a gallon a minute, probably a gallon and a half a minute, versus these ones, to be able to put more heads on one zone. These heads are going to be running at, these are the MP 3000s for the longest distances, a 1, 2, and a 3000. These ones are most likely going to be putting out, I think, a little less than a gallon, maybe like 0.85 minutes a gallon. These ones are very simple as well. The left is always set, and then you'll spin this ring, and it's kind of like the van up front. How you can see now it's going that way, and you can see it from here. So the left is always set, and you just spin that ring. Then if you want to mess with your arch going out, there's this little screw in the middle. I don't have the tool on me right now, but there you go. This, you can get away with putting those heads on with your yard, and you can see I've got one there, one up there, one behind the pine tree, and I've got one behind that dead stump over there. And in reality, there's still not enough pressure for these heads because, once again, they're not getting the head-to-head coverage, but I'm at least getting a lot better coverage than I was before that. Alright, zone 5, this is what I wanted. These are the same heads. These are simple. These are the heads that you saw behind my shed over there. Similar head. You can see I'm definitely getting over head-to-head coverage here a lot. Don't want to get wet, but not a big deal. In reality, I would just want to split that distance and probably move that head over 3 feet, which I'll end up doing. Whew. And then I've got the 5000 over there. Now you got to remember, these heads as well are covering even more area of grass because they're going in a full 360. So kind of the basic rule of thumb that we used to use is, 360 minutes a week. Whatever that is, right? 360 minutes is kind of the basis because, once again, these are going to be going midsummer. These are going to be going 40, 50 minutes. And in reality, it also comes down to just what does your yard look like. Sometimes it's better to add minutes. Sometimes it's better to add days. But in reality, it just comes down to where are you at? What does your ground allow for? I will get into more on programming and watering. Just because, once again, I've got a lot of things going on in this channel: fitness, spirituality, self-help, a lot of things, nutrition, diet, but I know this is a big one I get, how to water your lawn. So once again, if it's a 360, it's covering more area. It's going to take a longer time. If those are MP rotators, which I had at the top of my yard, those are going to take a longer time. Those are going to take a longer time. In reality, if you wanted to design the perfect yard, you would put all the heads that are 90 degrees, which would be each individual corner on their own zone. You'd put the 4 heads that are 180, right? Because that would be in the middle here. That head there, the head I was showing you over here, there. Ooh, you would want those heads on their own zone. You'd want all the 360 heads at their own zone. But unfortunately, us installers get lazy and we just kind of hit up all the heads that are right next to it. But once again, those are the 3 basic heads. You can put any of these heads I've showed you in the backyard on the same zone. Never ever put this head with the head in the front yard, ever. Those don't go together. Okay, just make sure those do not go together at all. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you a little bit of basic information. I know this is a long video, but once again, this is my yard, what I'm working with. Maybe I'll kind of discuss with you what I've got going on here, what I did for my edging and fabric and things like that. I probably should have took a before and after video or some pictures and kind of showed you what I did, even though I didn't. But once again, thank you for tuning in, and I'm probably going to make a video real quick on how to program the clock that I have in my garage.